reacting to the weirdest dating simulators that JAiden Animations could find. Let's go!
Dating. Not a fan.
Oh, wow. Right out the gate.
Not a fan. But you know, dating simulators can be the closest thing there is to dating without actually having to go out and do it for real, which can seem much more appealing to people like me who do not like people. Believe it or not, dating sims are more popular than you think. Don't believe me? Yeah, I guess that's fair. Either way, there's a seemingly endless plethora of different types of dating simulators out there.
I didn't know that there were this many. I wonder if it's because they're like not super intensive mechanically to program.
Simulate dating anime girls, anime boys, evil anime girls, old rich chicken man.
Whoa!
Bird.
What a king.
Boys, evil anime girls, old rich chicken man.
I'm sorry, this guy's a king. This is like Anderson Cooper grew a goatee, yeah?
Man, bubbles, birds. Anything you
Birds?
set your mind to, you can date.
Birds?
Virtually. I've never really played or wanted to play dating simulators. The closest thing I've come to developing any sort of connection with virtual beings is being best friends with Chief in Animal Crossing when I was 13. So I decided I want to see what they're like. You know, surely there's a reason the genre has roughly 22 million consumers. I mean, that's a few million short of the...
That's a lot. I mean, I would love to know what the consumers of like FPS are, because I'm sure it's way higher. But 22 milli for dating sims?
Entire...
You know what it is? No one talks about it. No one talks about it. That's why I'm like, really? That many people play them? Because no one ever mentions they do it. Because like, if your homie told you they were playing dating simulators, even if you've done it yourself, you're kind of like, what are you doing there, buddy?
Of Australia. You love bugs. But I didn't go out looking to play the generic normal games. I wanted to test the limits of game developers' creativity and find dating sims that were conceptually really out there. First on the table is speed dating for ghosts. As you can guess, we are starting out by dating ghosts. So how it works is you choose a room to go into. You have a few minutes to chat with a ghost until a bell rings and another one sits down in front of you. There's 3 ghosts per room, and once you get the chance to chat with all of them, they all do another.
Yo, pause. I'm sorry. It's so funny to me that one of the ghosts is just named Stephanie. Like, you're talking to these ghosts. Why'd they name them such normal, relatable things? But they make them look like this. Like, the game developers could have named them something crazy. Or they could have had them just be ghosts that look like normal people. Like, there's tons of things, like, where ghosts just are normal people that are a little bit more opaque, right? Why'd they make them look like this with these names? Like... Is this my wife in the afterlife right here? What's going on?
Continue your conversations and ultimately choose which one you want to go on a date with.
Oh, man.
I'm greeted by the speed dating receptionist, Fran, who says, we get all kinds of ghosts here.
Hey, yo, can I date Fran? Hey, girl, what those antlers do?
Ones,
I want to date
sad
Fran.
ones, spooky ones. It gets lonely being a ghost. And I say, I like being alone. And Fran goes, I've never met a ghost who doesn't need anyone. No one to talk to. Make sense of all this? I'm doing just fine, thanks. You don't even want to make a friend? Nope. And that led to me leaving the speed dating for ghosts event. Well,
really?
Okay, I guess I can't be myself in these games after all. So I lie, and I'm given the choice to enter one of 3 rooms. The room of palms, the room of liars, and the room of black. I just went into the room of palms. This huge buff jock ghost sits down in front of me, introduces himself.
I mean, that's a Chad. That's a Chad. That's Ziz, bro. You got to talk to Ziz. We're all gonna make it. Let's go.
And proceeds to call me pretty hot for a ghost. To which I reply, slow down there, buddy. And Riley immediately apologizes. And now I feel bad. Guys, I don't think I'm good at... I think I've been choosing nothing but all the wrong answers so far. Riley and I chat a bit, the bell rings, and I meet this old smoking ghost who used to live in Vegas and was part of the Vegas Mafia until they burned our house down.
What?
We were in it. The bell rings again, and this giant bush ghost sits down.
I mean, if you thought Riley was jumping the gun by calling you hot, you don't think this guy burdening you with the worst moments of his life with that emotional baggage is jumping the gun? I'd be like, get this fucker out of here. Bring Riley back to give me compliments. I don't want to hear about your tragic life story. We're all ghosts here. We're all dead. Get the fuck out of here. What a downer on a speed date.
This is Steph. She's anxious and introspective in a
what's
light
up,
and
Steph?
charming way. I'll be honest when
Guys, Steph is built like upside down Texas. What's good?
I did really enjoy our conversations, but then you start to realize she doesn't realize she's dead and a ghost. And then the conversation turns more into just trying to hint towards letting her know she's not alive anymore. I started learning Japanese, but there's thousands of kanji characters to learn. You've got an eternity to learn. If only I'll die before I learn the language. You're already
That's so
dead.
sad.
Ha! Yeah, you're right. In a way, we all are just waiting to die. You're dead. Are you threatening me? I'm gonna tell Fran. Steph finally catches on, and then it gets super introspective. You know, I still feel alive. Just dissociated.
This is so
Ouch.
sad.
Oof. Whoa. Oh, that one was real out of nowhere. What the heck? You can't recite my own feelings to me like that. Time ran out and the event came to a close. Out of all the ghosts, I wasn't really drawn to any of them enough to want to go on a date. I like Steph, but she's got her own demons to face for a
she's
bit.
working
So
through
back
some
to
stuff.
the 3 rooms I went. For round 2, I chose
Chat and YouTube comments, you guys need to choose. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going with Riley because at least he's going to gas me up. Like, even if there's no romantic interest, I could take a hype homie to give me some compliments throughout the day, make my day a little bit better, yeah? He's the only one who would make your day better. Steph and the other ghost, the sad-looking one, would kind of make your day worse, you know?
Room of Liars. First up is a ghost that is apparently very scared of ghosts. When I was alive, I used to be so scared of ghosts.
Aww.
And turns out they were real this whole time? That one was, you know, I feel like there was an overall ceiling going into it with how well that could have gone no matter what.
Oh.
So, you know. Then came Spooky Peter, and I was ecstatic. Oh my god, he's so cool! He died from the bubonic plague, and now he's become a master at spooking people who are still alive. He's an actual legend. I'm blessed to be in his presence. The living people have written books about him. I was getting spooking tips and learning about the mirror world when the bell rang and this shark ghost, Leon, sits down in front of me and leads with, "Wanna make some money?" Doesn't everyone? Exactly. Let's rob a bank. So I meet up with Leon at the place he told me. I was a little bummed I couldn't chat more with Spooky Peter, but when someone invites you to join them in robbing a bank, how can you say no? You put everything on hold. We were getting ready to go in and we're chatting with Leon's bank robbing buddy, Carlsbad, who was explaining how he works at the bank we were about to rob so he can open the safe and knows where all the security...
No one will suspect, right? No one will suspect Carlsbad, who knows all of the information the robbers needed to know, and only Carlsbad knows.
The cameras are pointed when... Spooky Peter!
Oh,
Leon recruited Spooky Peter to join the bank rob crew from the speed dating event as well.
Are we doing ghost speed dating, or are we on ghost GTA by now, y'all? I'm
quite ecstatic, and my mental health is at an all-time high, which is the ideal circumstances for bank robbing. We get into the safe thanks to Carlsbad, and unfortunately, there wasn't a huge pile of money like Leon was hoping. Like in the cartoons and movies. But we were able to open a deposit box that had some lawyer documents in it and a 14-karat gold vanity mirror set. I gave the mirror to Spooky Peter. That was about all the time we had before we had to scram out of there. And even though it wasn't a huge pile of money, I think it was a pretty successful bank robbery.
Oh, Carl!
We took something from the bank. That's what else do you want? And
I would want Carl to be living in freedom. You just left your guy behind.
To see Spooky Peter again. So, since I technically didn't go out on a date with anyone from the liar's room and robbed a bank instead, that leaves one room left to find my spooky ghost partner. Everyone in the room of black was very nice. There was a punk rock skater kid just looking to have fun with a new friend, a nice old pollen lady who makes jam for the living, and Gary. Hello?
Hey, Gary, what that mouth do? Ooh!
I'm gonna narrow my own eyes at you. Oh my god. Okay. Hello?
I think he's got
No.
issues.
Bad breath? Please.
I think Gary has problems, guys.
I'm so sorry. Oh my god, this is embarrassing. I learned Gary's a vengeful ghost who was murdered at his office job, but doesn't remember how, why, or who did it. So naturally, I go along with him to find his murderer and avenge his soul. Turns out Gary was the murderee and stabbed his work partner and then was shot by the police.
Well, that's a twist.
Well, he was very nice to me. Speed dating for ghosts. I made a lot of friends, but...
Confirm Jaiden's the one who's nice to the quiet kid? Like in all those memes from Vine?
No virtual ghost could win my heart. So let's move on to The Bachelor. You know how The Bachelor works. This is just that. In rat form. I've been told these violet eyes of mine are more purple than all the lavender in the world, and I certainly smell better too. Ooh, you talk a lot.
Doubt.
Dear, I can't say that I recall you mentioning it, but how'd you say you scored on the SATs? I got a 1570, which is quite good. If you
Do you talk about your SAT scores on a speed date, guys? Because I feel you're doing it wrong, unless you're talking to a very specific subset of the population. Hey, what's up, JJ? How you doing, baby?
didn't know. Wow, you're so different. You wanted to hear more about my work? Yes, sometimes I host Saturday Night Live and also Wheel of Fortune and Dancing with the Stars.
This is a
Ever
weird
seen
look,
a
guys. This is the weirdest looking rat I've ever did see. This does not look like a rat. This looks like a hangover from the Ghost video we just watched.
Just
Hey,
by
what's up,
Marvel?
Aaron?
I was the Avenger. Wow.
Meep, meeple.
Wow, you're so different. It's time you meet my children, Reggie997, Evangeline, Esquire Jr., Sharpie, and Trashcan. They already love you. Yuck. If you want my
Yuck.
respect, you need to earn it. My whole life, I've had to make do by myself and work for what I've got. And every time I've needed help, people let me down.
Damn.
Yuck. Honestly, as much as I enjoy being here on The Bachelor, I can't wait to get back home so I can keep teaching my baking class at the local youth center. The kids are so sweet. Next up, I'm teaching them all to bake cheesecake. I hope you can come with me. I can
Queen.
bake you a cheesecake. The kids would love you. You talk a
Queen.
lot. I ended
What?
up proposing to 3 salad.
What? That was our move. That was our queen, our life partner.
Anders dressed up as a rat.
What?
All right, what's next? Dating a dog? Sure, why not at this point? Would you like to see my collection of newts?
Of newts.
What's your ideal starting Pokemon? I'm way more
Oh.
Digimon, to be honest. Would you like to hear a joke?
To be fair, Digimon
I hate
sick.
jokes. Pipe down and listen up. What do you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator. I never want to see you again. So I've tried dating ghosts, rats, dogs. What else is there at this point? You're right. Namco video game characters. When I found out this sim lets you date Namco characters, I immediately thought of Fygar from Dig Dug. I just think he's really cool. I don't think they'd put Fygar in there, but Dig Dug is part of the cast, so I started getting my hopes up that I could get to know Dig Dug. So in the game, you play as a shy, awkward cousin from Katamari Damacy who attends Namco High. You end up being put in detention for rolling up desks, the entire marching band, cars, Principal Dig Dug.
This game sounds absolutely amazing, guys. I can't believe this exists. This sounds like a fever dream, does it not?
He's the principal?
Damn, you're gonna try to date the principal? Questionable. I've heard relationships with teachers. I've never heard somebody shoot for the principal.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. So now I'm bummed and on the verge of quitting the game. What's the point in playing?
Hey,
if
guys, she looked like Greg.
So now I'm bummed and on
Gary. She turned into Gary.
verge of quitting the game. What's the point in playing if neither Dig Dug or Fygar are romantic interests? But in the cast of characters in the detention room I could talk to, one stuck out to me. Galaga Ship. And suddenly it's all worth it again. I go up and try to talk to Galaga Ship, and naturally they're surrounded by all the popular characters.
What?
They're talking about the school play and how they all think Galaga Ship is perfect to play Juliet. And thus began my plan to get into the school play to Romeo Juliet kiss Galaga Ship. I have the
What?
option to talk to other characters, and I just go, No, I'd rather sit here and do nothing until the end of detention.
What?
And that's exactly what I did. The next day was the little
I wanna
school
play
festival
this.
to show off all the clubs and stuff. Naturally, I went straight for the drama club and found Galaga Ship manning the booth. I want to join. Auditions are in the auditorium. I want to be Romeo. Read your lines. Alas, that love, whose view Romeo's understudy. Bam! Good enough. Now I have an excuse to practice lines with Galaga Ship, who did land the Juliet role because they're perfect in every way. The story moves along and I meet up with Galaga Ship to rehearse our lines. Well, their lines. You know, understudy. But Principal Dig Dug finds us in the auditorium and thinks we're skipping class for some reason and gives us both double detention. So the obvious next step for me was to sneak onto Galaga Ship's property at night and discreetly start apologizing for getting them into double detention. But then their parents find us being secretive and suspicious and ban me from ever talking.
Those look like just completely normal humans. Can you imagine if you clapped your wife's cheeks, waited 9 months, and out popped a Galaga Ship? Like, whoa. Like, what? Why did they look like normal humans? Why weren't they like I don't know, the Challenger space mission or like Wall-E or something?
To their child
What's
ever
going
again.
on?
It starts raining. Then Pac-Man, who has not been a character in this story at all up until this point, shows up and tells me to be true to myself. Okay, I go home. The next day at school, we find out suddenly Pac-Man has been kidnapped by evil Namco High. I don't even know where the story is going anymore. Galaga Ship and I team up and beat everyone up, I think. Like all the students and teachers. We rescue Pac-Man.
Honestly, I think I'd rather go to evil Namco High. I bet it would be pretty fun.
And that's the end. The end. I'll be honest, that one was a bit... I think it lost me there. You'd think a game where you can date Galaga Ship would have a clearer story. After all the dating simulators I just went through, I think... I feel weird. Were they all fun? Yeah, I'd say so. But yeah, maybe going for the strangest ones. I guess I got what I asked for. Either way, it was a nice experience. I believe I understand the appeal of dating simulators. It is unfortunate I didn't end up finding my perfect virtual relationship, but hey, there's plenty of ones and zeros in the sea.
Have you guys played dating sims? These actually look immensely fun, don't they? It's kind of like just a pick your own adventure game, but with dating.
I do not think I will be casting my line again anytime soon. However, I could go for another bank robbery.
Oh, there we go. GTA!
Surprise! We've been working with Terraria to do a collab on some...
JTA, Jaiden GTA.